Good day, everyone. So, I'm always looking for new ideas for videos, and I kind of just thought of this just now as I was cleaning up in here. And this is going to be like a little recap of the week, what I've been up to, what games I've been playing, just what's going on overall. So I figured I would just do this real quick. It's just a quick video. I figured I would go with this. I got some mail, which is cool. I never got mail before. So I was contacted by Mr. Michael to ask if I had some software that want to know if I wanted. And I said, sure, why not? I guess this is a mail time. All right, so just toss the packing away. Nicely packed. So we have oh, I thought this was software. Okay, so we have a Chromecast. Is it just software in here? Is that what it is? That's cool. Let me see. No, there's a Chromecast in here. All right, thanks, Michael. I have a Chromecast, but I didn't want a second one. I guess maybe he didn't like them. So, okay, so here's the software. So we have this is an AppleCare packet. We have Mac OS 8. Let's see, Emac software, which I do have that Emac up there, and I don't have any original software for it, so that's pretty awesome. Let's see, this is Logic Express 9. I'm guessing this is probably for what, OS 10 or OS 9. And let's see, Logic Express 8, iLife, and Adobe Type Library. Got that right there. So that's interesting. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks, Michael. I appreciate all the stuff. If anybody has stuff you want to send me, small things, nothing big, please let me know. We can work it out. I'm not asking for things. I'm just putting that out there. I picked up the latest 2600. I've been buying this magazine for years. If you're not sure what it is, it's hacker perspective, regular culture, just opinions on things. It's very interesting. I like it. And speaking of the same thing, I also picked up a copy of Mondo 2000. This is a book put out by this was a magazine in their early 90s, late 80s, and it's very it says on here, cyberpunk, virtual reality, wetware, artificial life, techno stuff, paganism. It's all very like 90s Gen X counterculture angsty stuff. It's very interesting. I like it. I've never read the book before. It was a couple bucks, so I figured I'd grab it. And the last thing I did was I got this guy modded, so I got about 50 something more games added to it. Nothing too crazy. So I'm gonna switch over to the stream cam, and I'll show you what I put on there. All right, so here we are at the streaming TV setup. Anyways, so we have the default stuff, Contra, all the stuff that came with it. Down the line we go, and then bam. So we have the folder. So we'll go into the More Games folder. And for some reason, despite the fact the layout is pretty much the same on the NES Classic, I don't know. Something about how your games are arranged, I feel like it's a little different, and I like it. So I added, stuff I knew I would play, and it was halfway decent or just nostalgia reasons. I didn't just add everything. I want to play these games, not just scroll by in the menu. So, anyways, we have ActRaiser, Aladdin, Axel. I'm not going to go through all of them. Beavis and Butthead, Biometal, Bubsy, Captain Commando, Captain Novolin, because it's just, terrible but interestingly fun. The other Donkey Kong games, Doom, because if something can play Doom, you have to add Doom to it. That's the rule. Earthworm Jim, I had to put Final Fight on here, all of them. I added Hagane because I'm never going to buy that game. It's way too expensive. If I find it cheap, that's fine, but I'm not buying that for what it really goes for. Harvest Moon, Hyperzone, and we'll pop into folder 2. And there we go. So we're going to, Joe and Mac, Kirby 3, Knights of the Round, Lost Vikings, Mega Man 7, and, X2, X3. I had to put all those on there. Just because, why not? But not Mega Man Soccer. That game's terrible. We're not putting that. I added older Mortal Kombat, but for 3, I added Ultimate, so I guess maybe it's in a different menu because of alphabetical. NBA Jam, I don't like sports games, but I love that game. Out of This World, Phalanx with its super strange and irrelevant box art. Plock, because I like Plock, it's fun. Rock'n'Roll Racing, one of my absolute favorite games ever. Such a fun game. And then I did add, now Mega Man and Bass, of course, did not come out in the US, so this is the US type box art, but the game ROM is Rockman and Forte. The game is, you don't really need to translate it. It's very obvious how to play and how to go to the menus in that game. A lot of it's English. Next menu. So I also added on here, Samurai Showdown. Not as good as Neo Geo port, but, well, that's the original. But still good. Saturday Night Slam Masters because, Hagar from Final Fight's in there, and he's wrestling, and it's fantastic. Shaq Fu, because Super Bomberman. Now, as you can tell in the box art for it, it did work with the full player tap, which I don't know if it came with or not. I don't have one. I'm very curious though, if you were to get the adapter to use standard SNES controllers on the Classic, would the 4-tap work? I mean, if it's fully emulating everything about the game, maybe? Super Double Dragon, one of the main reasons I actually wanted to mod the system and put games on it. I love this game. So much nostalgia playing that game. I had to put it on there. Mario All-Stars, because you get 4 in 1. Super R-Type, because you need more shooters. Bounced around the menu too fast. All the Star Wars games. Tetris and Dr. Mario, because it's Tetris and Dr. Mario. You'd need those games on here. And a few more shooters. We have Thunder Spirits, UN Squadron, Wild Guns, Wolfenstein, and the only good WWF or WWE game is WrestleMania the Arcade game, despite the terribly small roster. Oh, of course, we also have Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which I do have. I just throw it on here because it's awesome. Zool, which I always see Zool as an Amiga game. I don't know if that's where it was first. I think it was, but, it's there. And Zoop, because Zoop is strange, and I still like it. So that's what I added to my SNES Classic here. So if you guys plan on modding yours, what are you putting on yours? I'd love to find out. Are you putting just bare essentials, stuff you wanted, or you're just going to load the thing up, just max it out? Let me know down below. So as always, guys, I do thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.